fire crews are still working to contain the unified fire.
Tons of wind going on in New Mexico? Stay tuned.
And a Clovis man has been sentenced to life plus 23 years. All of that and more right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Erica Cook.
And I'm Alyssa Munoz. Thank you so much for watching.
A Clovis man has been sentenced to life in prison with an additional 23 and a half years, followed by parole following his conviction on multiple violent felony charges. This was announced yesterday by the 9th Judicial Attorney's Office. The district attorney announced that 28-year-old Alex Zapata was sentenced following his conviction on multiple felony charges, including homicide, attempted armed robbery, conspiracy to commit armed robbery, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Officials say Zapata was convicted on February 27th after a 5-day jury trial. The sentence stems from an incident on the morning of July 9th, 2023, when the Clovis Police Department responded to reports of shots fired around the area of 9th and Davis Street. Upon arrival, officers located the victim, Anaval Ulloa Salguero, dead at the scene from a gunshot wound. The court has ordered Zapata's sentence to be served consecutively to an 8-year sentence, which he is currently serving, and will not be considered for release until he has served at least 46 years in the New Mexico Department of Corrections.
Fire crews are continuing to battle the unified fire near Jorales that started on Tuesday. The fire started around 11 a.m. near Madrone, east of Jorales and south of Rio communities. Firefighters say the fire has burned around 300 acres of grass, brush, and timber, and is now 25% contained. A Type 1 helicopter carried out a round of bucket drops. PNM had to cut distribution lines to roughly 265 homes, but power has since been restored to those homes. Around 11 p.m. Tuesday, the fire did jump to Rio Grande onto the west side from the east side and burned on both sides. Officials have lifted all evacuations in the area and claim to be working multiple fronts with a priority on protecting the 35 homes in the area. The New Mexico State Forestry is taking over the handling of the fire.
A jury has found Meta liable for putting children in harm's way on its platforms and ordered the company to pay $375 million to the state of New Mexico. However, the final payout could change due to an appeal. The state originally sought over $2 billion in damages, and while the payout will not be near what the state hoped for, the jury did decide that the Meta must pay civil fines. All of the money from the litigation will be directed into a fund that is dedicated to addressing education concerns as well as other needs in the state. New Mexico Attorney General Raul Torres said, "We always ask to access some of those funds so that we can engage in further enforcement, not only in technology, but in consumer protection generally." Torres also noted that the funds will support resources for parents seeking education about digital safety. The legal proceedings against Meta are ongoing, with another trial scheduled for May that will be brought before a judge rather than a jury. So, Caitlin, do you have any fun facts for us today?
Dude, did you know that lightning is 4 times hotter than the sun?
Wow. Do you think we're going to be getting any lightning anytime soon?
Unfortunately, no. We have heat and wind. That's all we have. So taking a look at that map, so we can tell we have all this pink here on the state, well, all this pink here everywhere, is a flag warning for fire. So we're going to take a closer look at New Mexico. As you can tell, most of Texas and Oklahoma and a good chunk of New Mexico has got that flag warning. Taking a closer look at the other things going on, this sandy color is a wind advisory, and I'll show you that map here in a second of how crazy that wind's going to be this weekend. This orange yellowish color here is dust, and then one more look, this is blowing dust. So we're going to go further in, and here's that wind that I was talking about. The wind's going to pick up to almost 40 to 50 miles an hour later through the week, but today and tomorrow it's going to go into the 30s. But that's all I have for you right now. We're going to go back to the desk right now.
Are you or anyone you know wanting to better the community and connect with others here in Portales? The Eastern New Mexico University Student Government Association is hosting their annual community service event, Eastern in Action. The event will take place April 11th from 7:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. SGA will provide participants with breakfast, lunch, and Eastern in Action crew necks. This event was a way for Eastern to say thank you to the community, but also a way to help. For more information, you can contact Kieran Verduzco at enmu.edu. A father in Albuquerque has been charged after his 9-year-old son brought a loaded gun to Mitchell Elementary School. The 42-year-old father, Robert Ernicio, is facing the charge of negligency making a firearm accessible to a minor under Benny's law. This law holds gun owners responsible if a minor gains access to a firearm and subsequently misuses it. Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman said in a statement, "People need to make sure their guns are stored safely, whether using a gun lock or a secure gun safe, especially around children. If a firearm is not properly secured and a child gains access to it and takes that gun to school, we will do everything we can to hold those responsible and accountable." Court documents allege that Ernicio has 44 different guns, some of which are loaded and stored without locks. The son claimed he was able to access a dresser drawer that was unlocked and take the gun to his room, then to school. Ernicio is set to appear virtually for a bond arrangement on April 14th.
NASA is still on track for its target launch date of April 1st. Liftoff of the Artemis II rocket is set for 6:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. This launch will mark the first time in 50 years that humanity has gone outside of our orbit. Crew members Commander Reed Wiseman, pilot Victor Glover, mission specialist Christina Koch, and mission specialist Jeremy Hansen have been in quarantine since March 18th as they began their pre-launch steps to ensure a healthy crew, minimizing illnesses. The crew has been in Houston during this quarantine, but will be moved tomorrow, Friday, March 27th, to Kennedy Space Center. There, they will continue isolating for the launch on April 1st. The crew will spend 10 days in space as they travel around the moon, making way for all of humanity. Coming up after the break, Caitlin will have her full weather report.
But first, let's take a look at today's financial market.
Welcome back to Weather. I'm Caitlin Cook, and we're going to take a deep dive into what's going on with our weather today. So for precipitation, as you can tell, everywhere around us is going to get a little bit as it moves up towards New York, and they're going to get tons of rain, a little bit of snow, but closer to home, we get nothing. So we're going to take a closer look at that as we zoom in. See precipitation, nowhere to be found, unfortunately. But we are going to be getting flag warnings, like I said earlier, some dust, lots of wind. That's just going to continue through the week. Speaking of that wind, this is what the map's going to look like through the week. Most of it's going to be 10 miles an hour going into the rest of the day. Going into tomorrow, we're going to go up to 30 miles an hour and even up towards 50 miles an hour through the week. Taking a look at our current temperatures, we are pretty cool up north with, I say cool, but 80 degrees up north, 70 in Gallup, 79 in Santa Fe being one of the coolest today. Coming closer to home, though, we have 99 in Hobbs, 96 in Portales, 95 in Clovis, 99 in Roswell, 82 in Ruidoso. For tonight's lows, again, we're actually gonna cool off tonight with 43 in Farmington, 36 in Gallup, 34 in Santa Fe, and 40 in Albuquerque. Taking a deeper dive closer to home, as you can tell, we are going to be 39 in Portales, 36 in Clovis, 42 in Lubbock, 34 in Amarillo. So we're finally gonna get a little bit of cool weather coming in. Speaking of the cool weather, these are tomorrow's highs. As you can tell, we're going to be warm up north, unfortunately. Farmington's going to be 80 and Gallup's going to be 77. And as we've seen, that's kind of a flip from what it usually is. Closer to home, though, we are finally cooling off. It's going to feel like spring instead of summer. We're going to be 59 in Portales, 58 in Clovis, 57 in Amarillo, and 55 in Lubbock. Tomorrow's lows, we're going to warm up a little bit again. It's going to be in the 40s and 45 in Farmington and 38 in Gallup. It's going to stay within the 40s up north. Coming down home, we are going to see that it's going to stay back in the 40s. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, Roswell's 60 tomorrow, 67 on Saturday, and it's going to jump into the 80s till Tuesday and drop down into 78 Wednesday and then back to 83 on Thursday. Tucumcari is going to be 58 tomorrow, drop back into the 70s, jump to 90, and stay within the 80s for the rest of the week. Carlsbad's going to be 63 tomorrow, 67 on Saturday, jump back into the 90s by Monday, and then hopefully they're going to get some rain this week. Back at home, we're going to be 59 tomorrow, 67 on Saturday, and then we're going to jump into the 90s on Monday, and then back into the 80s for the rest of the week. So it's going to be nice and toasty, guys.
Dust, wind, and red flag warnings. Oh my.
Yeah, it's a lot. Anyway, that's all we have for you.
So catch us back after the break.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm your host, Fernando Balderrama, and this is your Daily Sports Scoop. That ball is going, and gone. MLB started up last night as the New York Yankees took on the San Francisco Giants in a 7-0 Yankees win down at the Bay. The win was headlined by Max Fried going 6 1/3 innings, only giving up 2 hits and striking out 4. On the offensive side, it was a complete team effort for the Yankees in the win, as no player stood out more than the other. As for the Giants on offense, they could get absolutely nothing going, only tallying 3 hits on the game. And for the pitching, their ace, Logan Webb, went 5 innings, allowing 7 runs, which 6 of them were earned on 9 hits. With last night being opening night, today is officially opening day. With most teams taking the field starting earlier today, the headline game is tonight with the Arizona Diamondbacks visiting the defending World Series champions, Los Angeles Dodgers. I sure hope you're as excited for baseball being back as I am. Swinging the rock over to the NBA's Board of Governors have approved a vote for the league to explore bids and applicants for an expansion team in Las Vegas and Seattle. As of right now, absolutely all signs point to the league expanding and adding an additional 2 teams here in the near future. For Seattle, if the city were to get a team again, it would most likely bring back their lost team in the Supersonics, which the city lost back in 2008 when the team moved to Oklahoma City to become the Thunder. For Las Vegas, this would be an addition of another major league team to the entertainment capital of the world. In just under 10 years, Vegas has added a total of 4 major league teams, and as long as all systems are go, the city will be adding an NBA team to their ever-growing economy. All of the owners believe this is an amazing move for the league and 100% believe in the expansion of the league. As of right now, you can expect the NBA to be adding a couple of teams and for the Seattle to get their Supersonics back. Moving right along to your ENMU baseball, the Greyhounds split their series against Sul Ross State Lobos this past weekend. Their wins came in Game 3 and 4 as the Hounds won Game 3 10-16 and Game 4 with a score of 4-6. The hero of Game 3 was Iji Sawamura as he delivered a 3-hit performance with 2 of his hits being doubles to go along with 3 RBIs on the day. As for our hero for Game 4, it was Jake Willerup, as in a pitch hit an opportunity in the 7th inning. Willerup showed up with a clutch single to knock in 2 runs for the Hounds, which would be the deciding factor for the game. The Hounds' next games will come this weekend in a 4-game series against Oklahoma Christian starting this Friday, which will be down in the Sooner State. Will the Hounds keep their winning ways going from last weekend, or will the Eagles reality check our Hounds? Now riding on into the Kentucky Derby, this year marks the 152nd Kentucky Derby and Kentucky Oats races at the Churchill Downs. The year's current top contender in the Derby is a horse by the name of Full Effort out of Williams Map. This 3-year-old colt took first in the Jeff Ruby Stakes on March 21st, securing his spot in the Derby. Full Effort has already arrived at Churchill Downs, as his next race will not be until the Big Derby Day. And for the Kentucky Oats, Life of Joy, a 3-year-old filly out of the Gunrunner, took first place in the Fairgrounds Oats on March 21st as well, securing her spot in the Oaks. Both of these horses are looking to stay favorites as the Derby and the Oats approach on May 1st and 2nd at Churchill Downs, Kentucky. Well, folks, that's all the sports I got for you today, but make sure you stay tuned as we have some more exciting news after the break.
Welcome back. A quadruple amputee and professional cornhole player is facing murder charges after allegedly gunning down a man in Maryland. 27-year-old Dayton Weber from La Plata allegedly shot and killed a passenger in his vehicle following an argument on the night of March 22nd. According to the Charles Sheriff's Office, witnesses said Weber fatally shot the front passenger, identified as 27-year-old Braddock Michael Wells, twice in the head during an argument, according to court documents. It was later revealed Weber pulled the vehicle over and asked 2 witnesses to remove the body from the vehicle. They refused and got out of the car and left the scene. Weber fled, but later Weber was located around Charlottesville, Virginia, seeking medical treatment at a nearby hospital by Albemarle County officers. Officials have not yet elaborated on how Weber was able to operate a vehicle or fire a weapon. Weber is expected to be charged with first-degree murder, along with additional related charges.
In celebration of Women's History Month, the Eastern New Mexico University is hosting an inspiring movie night put on by the Black Student Union and Associated Student Activities Board. The BSU and ASAB invite all ENMU students to come and watch Hidden Figures, the powerful true story of the brilliant Black women mathematicians who helped launch NASA into the space age. Students are asked to bring their friends, grab snacks at the free concession, and get ready for a night of history, community, and the chance to honor the trailblazing women who proved that intelligence, determination can change our world. The event begins at 7 p.m. tonight, located in the Multicultural Center, which can be found on the lower level of the Campus Union building. For more information on tonight's upcoming event, you can call the Black Student Union at 575-562-2437 or email portales.blackstudentunion@enmu.edu.
An Albuquerque man is in custody for his involvement in a shooting that left his friend dead on March 4th. Sean Martin and Jeremy Munoz fired 14 shots at a Hummer along Aztec Road, just north of Candelaria Road. The occupants of the Hummer were Martin's ex-girlfriend and her new boyfriend. None of the occupants of the Hummer were injured. However, they did return fire while freeing to a friend's house and killed Martin. The Albuquerque Police Department has arrested Munoz for attempted murder and shooting at a motor vehicle.
The Forbo Abengoa ethanol plant on Portales' outskirts near the hospital caught fire Wednesday afternoon. The fire started on the outside of the building but quickly spread to the inside while workers were in the building. The workers did make it out safely. It is still unknown how the fire started, but the state fire marshal investigators are looking into the cause. Coming up after the break, we will take a look at this and see who today's pet of the day is. So make sure you stay tuned.
We're out.
Welcome back. The famous Punch the Monkey has found a new friend.
And a Florida man is caught with missiles in the back of his pickup truck. On today's Take a Look at This.
We could all use a little good news these days, and here's some that'll make fans of Punch the Monkey go ape. It seems our beloved Punch has finally made a real best friend. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Punch went viral when adorable video of the baby macaque monkey toting a stuffed animal everywhere took the internet by storm. The story took a dark turn when officials at Japan's Ichikawa City Zoo confirmed the plushie was a comfort device of sorts for Punch, who was abandoned by his mother and later bullied by his enclosure mates. But now the zoo says the 7-month-old is finally fitting in, hugging and playing with others, and has been seen clinging to what the zoo calls his new best friend, another macaque named Mo. So now we can count at least one official pal for Punch, in addition to his millions of fans worldwide. From a very real friend to a very, very fake one. That's what California Highway Patrol troopers discovered riding in a vehicle using the carpool lane on the I-10. Officials say the driver had used a hooded jacket to turn his front seat into a faux bro, appearing to ride shotgun. But a keen-eyed motor officer busted the rush hour ruse wide open, denying the cunning carpool creativity. But that wasn't even the weirdest traffic stop we have. No, this half-baked fake missile mistake takes the cake. Florida Highway Patrol stopped a truck appearing to transport a pair of missiles after they received several calls from concerned motorists. Turns out the Florida man/Rocket Man told FHP officers the missiles were plastic fakes used for shows and events. Officers deemed the situation safe, suggested better modes of transport for the props, and then, of course, took selfies and posted them to Insta. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Today's pet of the day is Bear, the 16-year-old cat. Bear used to be a prolific bird hunter. He always made sure to bring presents from his hunts home every spring and summer. His favorite thing to do is take a nap in the sun, and he loves getting treats every morning.
If you would like to see your pet on the news, send their name, age, and something you love about them to news3nm@enmu.edu.
Well, Caitlin, can we get one last sneak peek into that weather?
Yeah, we can. This weekend is supposed to be kind of cool. Like I said, Santa Rosa tomorrow though is going to be today is 90. Tomorrow they're going to cool down like the rest of us, be 58, and then be 66. For Carlsbad, we're going to be 101 today. They got pretty warm. 62 tomorrow, and then 63 on Saturday. For Roswell, we were nice and sunny today with a 97, 60 tomorrow, and then a 64 on Saturday. And then for Portales, we're 64 today for the evening, 62 tomorrow, and then 63 on Saturday.
Well, it looks like it's jackets on, jackets off kind of weather.
It is bipolar like New Mexico always is.
Absolutely. And the wind. You might want some sunglasses to keep the sand out of your eyes.
Yes.
And well, that's all we had for you today, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Good
We'll
night.
catch you tomorrow.